Shut your eyes. Stop your ears. You have heard enough, seen enough. And yet, every morning, the sun rises on fresh atrocities. From the sickeningly banal to the unspeakably gruesome, there is no end to the ugliness perpetrated in perpetuity. No end until, we almost hope, some final, fatal sun rises at the unseen hour.
Birthday!
It's coming soon. Come on, give a bigger applause.
Gotta get the ad-free version. We exist in a cycle of darkness and light, night and day, ignorance and enlightenment, always wading through our darkest hour in expectation, in hope of the glimmer of dawn, a light at the end of the tunnels. A light such as that provided by independent fringe theatre, which, even now, beams forth in the damp rail tunnels beneath Barbacides station in Carcos. As the innovative, young, relatively diverse theatre makers prepare for their shows at Carcos's biggest arts festival, the acclaimed Vault Festival, where, even now, one of the festival directors makes an important safety announcement.
Welcome to Vault Festival. If you have tickets for Ruthless Strideforth, original opinions on everything exciting, outstanding, awful overload, or OEO, please make your way to the Crescent. Please note that Vault Festival does not acknowledge the existence of hexes, maledictions, or curses. As such, despite rumours of cursed tickets, the festival cannot be held accountable for incidental misfortunes, including, but not limited to, tangled headphones, pocket dial, how long has my collar been like this, itchy shin, failed sneeze, which is my drink, spider, uninspiring conversation topic, wet sock, accidental eye contact, washing machine tissue, sit on hard bit of couch, and double ex-boyfriend. However, if you do find yourself suffering from a curse, which we repeat you won't because they don't exist, our friendly festival assistants are always on hand to assist, comfort, and/or dry you off. Enjoy your evening, and thank you for joining at Vault Festival.
Me. Ba-ba-ba-bee-ba-bee-ba-bee, Balthazar Scruffleguts administers uppercuts to a series of buttercups. Balthazar Scruffleguts administers boo-hoo. Hello. I do beg your pardon. I thought I was on my own.
That's perfectly all right. Do go ahead with your warm-up.
I didn't realize we had to share dressing rooms. Are you doing a show here too?
Yes, I'm Imogen Perch. I'm doing a one-woman show constructed from rearranged Shakespeare quotations. Perch Chance to Dream.
Oh, yes. Like your name. That's a very clever pun. Even if it doesn't mean anything to anyone who doesn't already know who you are. I've heard good things.
Oh, thank you. There's such a lot of good content here this year.
Oh, yes, it really is some first-class programming. It's the place to be for edgy, up-and-coming theatre talent, that's for sure.
And what's your show?
Oh, I'm actually involved in 8 shows. I specialize in historical curse performance practice and immersive theatre, but I also have a one-man show and a podcast, which I write, direct, produce, and star in. Oh, and create, I forgot that. And I do a kids' storytelling and a textiles workshop.
Oh, how's it all selling?
Extremely badly.
Oh, you might be interested in this. There's a chap who does immersive one-on-one virtual reality experiences.
Yep, that's me, hello! Multimedia tech guru, theatre maker, storyteller, psychotextual mind walker, and experiential epiphenologist. using technology, narrative, anthropological, social dynamics, and multisensory inputs to transform public understanding of reality. Bit about me there, in case you were wondering.
Gosh, that sounds dreadful.
Actually, it's rather forward-thinking. Certainly more innovative than a podcast. Hello, Albert Crick. I do a hard-hitting show about immigrants. It's an all-female cast.
I like my show. It's called Three Straight White Guys Doing Improvised Sketch Comedy. It's ironic.
You idiot, Kent! Your show is patriarchal, heteronormative oppression masquerading as light entertainment.
Hey, I don't criticize what you do.
Heh! You think that means you can marginalize and ignore my voice, you chauvinist pig dog? Not today! Not on International Women's Day!
You're scary. Am I right? Am I right? She's scary.
Funny thing is, I think I know exactly what both of your shows are like already. How about you in the burkini and Crocs?
Well, me? Piece about gender, in particular our fictional characters having now raw physical form or beyond preconceived gender restriction. It's a dance piece.
Finally, someone in fringe theatre is going to talk about gender. I mean, I'd love to hear more, but my show starts in under 9 seconds, so I ought to go, really. Bye! Whew, well, that hasn't undermined my confidence in the value of my politically shallow and potentially culturally retrograde material I'm about to perform. On I go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to... Oh, no. All the audience are zombies. And not just in the way that a cynical seasoned performer such as myself would usually say that his audience was full of zombies, but actual zombies. And a lot fewer of them than I would have liked. Still zombies! It's finally zombies! Let's run away! Oh.
Back already, Strideforth?
Oh, crikey. It's the apocalypse with a risen dead and the monster of the week. Zombies. Probably an autograph. Not yet clear. Oh.
Yes, I heard about this on the way in. The dead have been coming back. It's all over Twitter.
And you didn't think to tell anyone?
Well, there are so many awful things happening every day now. Our political leaders are incompetent lunatics. The planet is exploding and we can't stop murdering each other. This didn't seem particularly noteworthy.
Fair. Yes, it's a fair point, all right.
Oh my God, it's the zombies! They're gonna eat our brains!
Help! Listen, we're not zombies!
No, not quite yet. We're just really old and decrepit.
Listen, we only came here to take advantage of the extremely attractive Friends of Vault promotions.
Yes, and the discounted matinees tickets. Yes.
Survivors! Quick, let them in! Even if they didn't pay full price.
Oh, thank you, dears.
Now, quickly, we have to seal the doors to this section of the tunnels. Help me, Strideforth. We'll use this impenetrable monologue.
Okay.
It may be make-believe. You heard it said and you read it written that first love is true love. But you weren't so sure. How can you be sure about a thing so brutal, so new, so dependent? A thing you can't see. A thing so suddenly pure that you feel mended and upended at the same time. A thing so crucial now. Life as you thought you knew it, wow, totally different. Somehow. You remember the roundabout of the hunting ground with the masks, the dancing and preening, everyone seeking slight chances from muted sounds and hushed meanings. Temporarily horny, happenstance, romantics, repeating random happenings in stormy weather with frantic abandon. The haphazard semantics of drunken grumblings that you never asked about. It's mush in your memory now, all of those brunt antics. Because you took whatever was handed out, and it was heaven. You were smug about an uneven score to start with, but you willed it. The rug beneath your feet was pulled away, but there was enough sand on the floor for you to stand, shivering, and you still wanted more. You felt it made your soul pure, like a fool, and ignored the last call for alcohol. The fist of the drug grips your heart, but your soul is getting cold. And then it happens. With the thud beneath and the shine above, what you couldn't reach for before is now here, in your hands. You shudder. You feel it as if it's real, the warming shot of nostalgia. You cough awkwardly on the turpentine before your body begins a spiral, just your body, with your mind fearful of your first mutual tingle, quivering together with another. All this love, with no warning, a rough rumba with no rivals. Such a strange smoke inside you, so suddenly you're muddled, estranged, choking almost. You need a cuddle. You reach to capture it, to wrap it up, knot it together with string and hold on to it, to explain it to family, friends, maintain it for your own sake, selfishly, to keep it safe, this cryptic thing. You're not ashamed of it, but you are hectic. You whisper, you sing, you treat yourself, you move, you mingle, you beat out the notes with a hammer so you are heard, because it could be fleeting what you're reaching for. This ride, this glamour, this magical thing, this thing, a single word. Love. This crazy fairy tale you heard of exists, and so does magic. So you can rest, be lazy, forget who you are as you do your best with all this new information. You crave more of it, and that's what makes you tragic. Because it is you in this situation, and you know a lot of people really well, but you are not one of them. All the things you have done ring out to you. The cruel person you've become, the good you willed for and suddenly summoned, at once undone. You recognize a brutal certainty you've had when building yourself up. Now with resignation, you begin a continued demolition. You bring it all down around you, slowly, on purpose. Hurt, for what it's worth. You rush, strain to become certain that mirth is a made-up thing like love used to be. You cry for help, hurt yourself, rush out a diary, lie to yourself, sigh, carve on yourself a mini tapestry of Barbacides. Your heart's beating faster because you're behaving erratically. This is not how it's supposed to be. It rains heavier, and your mind is ripe for anything. You blame these pains for maybe being your last. You cut your story short for what it is, for what it was, because you can. Because, mostly for the worse, it's yours. You roared before, drowned out all around you. It's quieter now, more whispers. But there is some sound. And then you descend peacefully, without too much feeling, open-hearted and with frayed feelings, to where it all started, at the end, which is in ways some sort of beginning.
Well, all right. We're safely enclosed in the vault railway tunnels here beneath Barbacides. The zombies are right there, and we're in here. Clearly, we need to organize some kind of social order. I suggest a cannibalistic objectivist free-for-all.
What? Why? Why would you do that?
I'm quite hungry. What else are we going to eat?
Actually, the bars serve a mouth-watering range of fusion cuisine. Try the Tyritos.
I vote that Strideforth doesn't get to propose our system of government.
That's fair enough. I would probably have eaten you first.
Look, clearly we need some form of kind of militaristic authority where the fighting men are rewarded with access to women of childbearing age.
Oh, that's right. The first sign of planetary cataclysm, and you straight go for the 10 women to every man scenario. I propose a utopia where women make all the decisions and men all get the bullshit that we've had to put up with for forever.
I mean, he for she and all that, but I'm not going to vote for your one. All right.
We're a small group. We can figure out who gets downtrodden and exploited by whom once we're no longer in mortal danger. For now, I suggest we keep watches, fashion weapons, take stock of our supplies, and reinforce defenses.
Yes, let's form a tough but fair ragtag paramilitary resistance group.
Or we could just ignore the horror outside and indulge in a hedonistic spree in this lushly decorated, neon-tinged wonderland full of delicious craft beer.
Yes. Yeah, that one. I want that one. Yes, that one. Let's do that.
I'm gonna build a fort out of beanbags!
I do like the idea of as much IPA as I can drink in a bottomless nacho stroganoff bowl. Hooray for anarchy!
Let's have a silent disco.
No, I'm not sure that there's...
But what about all of the...
Why do you hate fun?
Yeah, come on, it'll be fine.
Wait! What's that noise? They're getting in! Fight them off! Everybody!
Grab anything that you can hit them with.
Terrible grip number 94!
Chaotic action sequence!
Yeah, go on! If we can just shut them out! Ugh, gosh.
Well, you know, zombies. There we go. Excitement over. No incidents.
Not quite without incident.
We've been bit!
We'll probably turn into flesh-eating monsters any moment, probably.
Shh, there. It's all right, you poor, wrinkly little people. You just rest here, lie down on this robust festival director and loving father, Tim Wilson.
Yeah, great. Sparrow on the sill, milk in a tin. Let's go for a spin. Shoes on outside the door. A pocket of bread. This is what the morning is for. Waking the dead. Sparrow up in the sky. Corn standing high. The river runs wild. Church is on for you and me. We don't like priests. Lit a fire in our TV. And we turn to the east at the same time every day. The world goes dark at the same time every night. It all comes right. Sparrow up in the sky, corn standing high, the river runs wide. Me and the Tooth Fairy are friends. Or didn't you know? Said you can come around anytime you like and pick up the stuff we took long ago. We always get up early in June, walk up the hill, sent to say goodnight to the moon from the sparrow on the sill. Sparrow up in the sky, corn standing high, the river runs, the river runs wild.
All right, we've blocked the entrances, but it won't hold out for long. We have to get out of here. How are the old people?
Well, they're definitely zombies now. We've chained them both up.
If only we understood what it is that drives them.
They probably want to eat our brains, probably, no? It's terrible. All I ever wanted to do was to entertain. Put on a charming topical satire. An old-fashioned radio drama filled with esoteric jokes about tweed and offal.
No.
Wait a minute, Rufus. They're responding to what you're saying.
You mean they still have intelligence?
Intelligence is probably too generous, but perhaps a limited instinct for critical discernment. Look, if I suggest a musical exploration of mental health amongst at-risk South London teens...
They seem to like it.
Performed with shadow puppets.
Oh, no, you've lost them.
Or an exploration of institutionalized racism.
No, nothing yet.
Told through modern reimaginings of recognizable classic fairy tales.
It's almost as if they've retained their desire to see theatre, even in death.
But I don't see any pattern in what appeals to them.
Isn't it obvious? It's the same as what appeals to a fringe theatre audience.
How in God's name could we possibly know what that is?
Oh, it's very simple, Strideforth. They wish to have their pre-existing ideologies confirmed as valid, important, and modern without actually being challenged in any way.
Any more difficult ideas have to be made easy and palatable, and anything fun has to be given an ethically judgmental edge. It's just what people want.
I see. So you're saying that if we can make our work sound as unappealing as possible, then perhaps the zombies outside won't take any interest in us and we can get away.
I wasn't saying that, but since we're about to be overrun, I think we should try it.
Fortunately, any genuinely pioneering theatrical art is unpalatable to audiences. Anything truly new and powerful will be poison to them, so long as we haven't compromised our integrity and vision to pander to the audience.
Okay, so just to make this very clear before we move forward.
Yes?
Anything that's very good or very bad will survive, but if it's mediocre, they'll be into it and we'll get eaten.
Exactly. The 3-star review is the death sentence. Let's go!
All right, zombies. I'm doing an exploration of gender fluidity. It's very challenging and quite hard to digest for anyone not familiar with that world.
And I'm making a multi-sensory immersive experience. You don't even know what that entails. You better stay away.
It's explored through contemporary dance. They like the combination of gender studies and dance. I was onto a winner.
Mine incorporates virtual reality technology.
Poor fool! Didn't he know that everyone loves VR? You next, Kent.
Oh, but my show is genuinely approachable and fun. They'll love it.
Get going, oppressor!
It's a quirky improv show where I perform fast-paced sketches with my two pals.
You see, no one is interested. Mine is a 55-minute glorious call to arms where I tell you about why you personally have offended me personally. No characters, no plots, just fury. It's too real for any of you.
Well, it seems to be going okay so far.
Although there is a short burlesque sequence.
Look, it's not a bad show. One of us has been on TV. Oh, God, oh, no.
Oh no! Why did they volunteer that information?
Vanity. Have you seen the way they're looking at us? It just makes you want their approval, even if it means they'll eat you. My show is a heartbreaking account of modern love and isolation, connecting back to romance through the ages. Oh, God! Oh, the validation! Oh, I love it! Oh, God, I love it!
Imogen! No! Not on International Women's Day!
Just us now, Strideforth. And I, fortunately, am bulletproof in this scenario. Nobody is ready for a play as enlightened as mine. It is an even-handed, non-judgmental look at all those involved in the refugee crisis. And it's an all-female cast.
Well, I mean, it was still written and directed and produced by men, though.
Oh, yes, let's not go crazy. I mean, what?
Well, it's just all female actors being told to do by some men who were then exploiting that to sell tickets by pretending it's all female. Doesn't really make it.
Swine, you
Well, suppose I'm doomed, as well as these dead chaps, because there's absolutely no unappealing way to pitch my show at all. It's an old-fashioned radio drama, recorded live and presented with charmingly chaotic live Foley sound effects. Really? Nothing? Okay, but I play several different roles. Sometimes I even have conversations with myself. What do you want? Sometimes there are references to obscure historical facts and theatrical traditions. But it has popular cultural references to sci-fi, to cartoons. It's imaginative and off the wall. It's weird. You ignorant zombies! Love me! Love me! Who are you?
But the mindless theatergoers do not love him. And they never will. So Strideforth remains, surrounded by living death, weaving together his theatrical oddities for no one but himself. And you, too, dear listeners, must go out and mingle until you return to feast on the next unseen hour. We hope you saw the light in The Unseen Hour, Episode 30, Join Us Underground. The Unseen Hour is recorded live and monthly, usually on the first Wednesday of every month at the Rosemary Branch Theatre, but this was our first birthday show here at the wonderful Vault Festival in Waterloo. This episode was performed brightly by Brice Stratford, Joey Timmins, and James Carney, and featured a monologue written by Josh Morrall and performed by Mat Burt. The musical guest was Timothy Wilson. And the safety announcement was Andy George. Theme music by The Unrecorded. The Unseen Hour is an Unseen Things production created, written, and produced by James Carney, and the podcast is produced, fresh each time, by Andy Goddard. We all look forward to seeing you here again, at the unseen hour.